Hello, beloveds, and welcome to Vida Spiritual Connection. Today, I want to talk about harvesting affluence. So imagine for a minute that you're standing in a vast golden field in the middle of October, and the air is crisp, and all around you are these trees that are heavy with ripe fruit, and the fields are adorned with vibrant vegetables. Well, in the USA, the month of October is also known as the month of harvest, or the harvest month. And that's because that's the time when we gather the fruits of our labor, where we gather and we pick and we put together all of the things that nature has so generously given to us from itself. Now, I'm particularly interested in that because I want to draw the connection between nature and how nature is so generous during this month, and how we get an opportunity to also experience harvesting affluence. Now, what is affluence? Well, affluence is a state of having a great deal of abundance, a great deal of whatever. A lot of times we think that it's only having to do with money, but it isn't. And when I'm talking about abundance and I'm relaying it back to this month, the month of October, October really teaches us that abundance isn't just about having more. It's about recognizing the plenty and the plenitude that surrounds us. I mean, in some states in the U.S., when you look around, not only are you seeing fruit-filled trees and the vegetation that is just plentiful, but we also see the leaves changing colors in many states, and we see the abundance of leaves that are just so beautiful and so rich and just so giving of themselves. If you would imagine just one leaf just like falling gracefully from a tree, and the swirl that it makes. And well, anyway, I am so tickled that it is autumn, and in this season and in this month of October, where we get to gather fruits and vegetation, we get to gather our affluence. And that really is about looking at the abundance that is already in our lives and already present. The things that we have worked so hard for, and to watch them now come to fruition. What I want to know is, what steps are you taking to gather your good? Because I'm imagining that you've already taken the steps to not only plant the seeds and to nurture them and nourish them, but that now that the seeds are here, are you even conscious enough to recognize the plenitude that's around you? And that when we recognize the plenitude around us, that just as nature is so giving of her bounty, that we too get an opportunity to be generous. And we get to be generous not only, again, with our funds and our finances, but I'm talking about being generous with our hearts. I'm talking about being generous with our smiles and with our acts of service and acts of kindness. You know, during this harvest season, we can be generous with our time, with our compassion, with our ears, and listening to close friends and people who need someone to talk to. Because that generosity reminds me of that cornucopia. You know, there's a famous statue of a woman holding this horn of plenty, or this cornucopia. And what it symbolizes is the overflow. Because as this horn of plenty is filled. There is an abundance and an overflow. And just like the cornucopia, our lives are really filled with opportunities and blessings, just waiting to be discovered if we in fact seek them out, if we in fact harvest them. So let's dive into a spiritual practice that can help us nurture these qualities, the qualities of abundance, of generosity, of plenitude, of overflow. And that practice, that spiritual practice, is super easy. As a matter of fact, you can do it right now. And that's just taking a few minutes. You can put your hand on your chest, on your heart, and you can feel your breath and just begin to deep breathe and breathe deeply. And just appreciate what is around you each and every day. Appreciate the beauty around you. And as you do that, you'll discover that in the simplest moments, that these simple moments are actually filled with a richness and just some meaningful times. Now, one of the ways to spread that and experience that affluence is by having this spiritual practice of gratitude, of appreciation, of noticing. But we have to pause and notice. And so that is indeed what today's message is about. Is in order to harvest your affluence, you must pause and appreciate what's around you. Be in gratitude. Start to notice the abundance all around you. Because just as the sun shines its light on all of us, showering us with warmth and love, that sun shares its light with everyone. And we too can share our love, our warmth, our abundance, and our joy through these simple acts of kindness. But it first comes from noticing. So, in the garden of life, the seeds of abundance are sown with love and are watered with gratitude. So as we embark upon this month of gathering our affluence and harvesting our affluence, let's remember that it's never too late to sow seeds and to nurture them and water them, but that we also must pause and gather the gifts of life, the people, the places, the things. So as you go forth this October that begins today, I invite you to embody these qualities in your daily life, to share your abundance, to be generous, and to gather your affluence each and every moment that you possibly can. Until the next time, know that you are loved. Thanks for tuning in to Vida Spiritual Connection. Use the links in the description for prayer requests, to donate to Vida Spiritual Learning Center, and to join our mailing list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can visit us at vidaslc.org for more information.